This administration has taken a lot of time, sent false statements repeatedly through intermediaries that somehow there was targeting beyond conservatives, when in fact the facts keep coming back that this was a one-sided attempt to stop the people on the opposite side of Obama's reelect. And I think on something the American people feel is so reprehensible, this should be the exception. They should come clean and come clean quickly.
That's Republican Darrell Issa calling on the White House to come clean on what it knew about the IRS's targeting of the conservative and Tea Party groups. This is Fox News learns that some of the groups targeted saying they're finally hearing from the FBI. This 7 months after the criminal investigation was supposed to have begun. Jordan Sekulow, Executive Director of the American Center for Law and Justice, and Jordan's organization represents more than 36 groups who say the IRS singled them out. And good morning to you and welcome back here.
Good morning, Bill.
Among your clients, how many have been contacted by the FBI?
We're talking single digits right now, Bill. This happened, very late in December. So towards the end of the year, they started getting phone calls, and then those clients would refer back to the FBI and say, we're represented by the American Center for Law and Justice. They were just trying to get a handle of who's represented by what legal organization or law firm, or do they have legal representation. And so that's why I don't want to give a specific number, because we're still going through the 41 to make sure it's only the ones that we know of as of right now.
Are you relieved they finally reached out, or are you saying what took you so long? Where are you on
Well,
that?
I mean, we're talking 7 months and right at the end of the year. So it caught, I think, our clients a little bit off guard. And in light of the latest information, Barbara Bosserman, who has been now targeted as this person who is leading the investigation, was chosen by DOJ as major Obama donor. She's been involved in this. I mean, we can confirm that. She has been involved in the calls. She's been involved in the outreach, in getting these interviews set up with the FBI and our client. Now, we want to cooperate with this investigation, and we've notified the Department of Justice. This is not just grandstanding, Bill. We notified them yesterday that in light of what's come out with Chairman Issa and the reports about Ms. Bosserman's background and political involvement with Obama specifically, we feel like there's a conflict of interest, and thus we're reevaluating moving forward with those
now let me stop you there. Let me
investigations.
just inform our viewers. Barbara K. Bosserman, right, donated more than $6,000 to President Obama's presidential campaigns. You believe she's tainted, obviously.
Well, we believe it taints the investigation. You know, Ms. Bosserman may be a fine attorney, but the Department of Justice is big enough to find someone who is not so politically involved that it creates a conflict of interest. In fact, for an attorney, I think, we believe if the DOJ is not allowed to, because of political reasons, she's a bureaucrat, to say, oops, wrong decision because of your political involvement, and they're allowed to be involved politically, but this was not a $200 donation once. That'd be a different story, or no story at all. We would say that in this situation, someone like Ms. Bosserman, who's got a legal record, should know as an attorney that this is not the right thing to do, that this again, taints the investigation.
Now, two specific questions then. You said earlier that you know that she's been involved with what? The FBI's initial investigation? And questioning?
In the initial outreach to the clients, and then also from Chairman Issa, she was leading the investigation to the actual IRS employees. That's how he was able to get the information. Was from the testimony from IRS current and former employees that she was the one questioning them.
Let me stop you there then, okay? Do you believe this is an indication that the administration wants to figure out what the truth is here?
No. What it seems like is, one, a little bit of intimidation. You can imagine our clients and our position as lawyers thinking about the fact that the person leading the investigation of potential criminal wrongdoing, well, they're also investigating our clients too. I mean, when you start dealing with the FBI, we have no problem with that, except for this person has a serious dislike of our clients' political positions, and the whole issue is whether or not there was illegal, criminal, partisan political targeting. So not the best person to be involved.
You have no trust in this decision. You just said a word there, intimidation?
Yeah, I mean, you think about this. I mean, this is not, again, someone who's casually involved in politics. She has a right to donate as much as she can legally. She did that. She met all the max out limits. She was even given to the Victory Fund. This is about Obama. This is about his administration, about political targeting. Why make it more partisan? And I think she could do the right thing by stepping back.
Do you think she will step back? Can you force that change, or are you stuck with her?
I think we can discuss in moving forward with strategy what will be the reason why we do or don't cooperate with the FBI. This has all changed. We had no thoughts of even reevaluating that. We wanted to move forward, but with this information, I think the Department of Justice, she would be doing the right thing by appointing someone who's not necessarily never been involved in politics. Everyone has a right to do that. It's not because of her legal work, but because of how tainted she is, specifically with supporting President Obama. And this is all about Obama versus the Tea Party.
We're going to see what happens with your clients very soon. Jordan Sekulow, thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Bill.
All right.